So, will Bitcoin have a Christmas rally? That's the question. And we're all kind of looking at when is the overall market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, going to start moving back up, right? That's the question that we're all asking ourselves. And if you're following this on Twitter or YouTube, and you're getting a lot of speculation out there, especially on Twitter, a lot of different parties joining in and saying that we've got another crash coming probably in January. Some saying, oh no, we're free to go, and all this kind of stuff. And it is this kind of speculative, really, environment that we're in. And so I thought a video talking about Bitcoin, but you remember when I talk about Bitcoin, it's also really me talking about the overall market as well. Okay, that's definitely how I position it when I do a Bitcoin video. All right, so we're going to get into this. Will Bitcoin see a Christmas rally? Yes or no? All right. As always, thanks for your time. If you haven't already answered that, subscribe button below and drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so we had a speech, if you didn't know this, from the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, a few days ago. And that after that speech, Bitcoin climbed back up over to $17,000, which is really where it's at right this second. It's just hovering right over that at $17,014. Now, it has reached in the last 24 hours a high of almost 17.2. Okay. And it was the speech that when it initially came out, was viewed as a very positive kind of, the Fed Chairman Powell saying, yeah, things are getting better, all this kind of stuff. But what he really said was, he said two things. He said, number one, he said in the upcoming Federal Reserve, the FOMC meeting that's going to happen on December 14th and 15th, he said that they were most likely, per the data that they're getting coming in, probably going to ease off on the Federal Reserve interest rate hike. Instead of doing a 75 basis points, probably do a 50 basis points. Okay. So he didn't say the number, but he said that they were going to look like they may be, reducing it, as far as reducing it from his previous Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. And that was viewed as a very positive thing by the stock market, by crypto market. That's one of the main reasons Bitcoin and everything bounced back up, over 17,000. Okay. Now, fast forward a day or so later, and now we've moved back down just a little bit. We're hovering right at that $17,014 level. Okay. And it comes down to this. So basically, the market is now digesting a little bit more of what Chairman Powell said. Because remember, he said, this is exactly what he said. This is a quote: "The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting." Okay, so that he basically said moderating. The key word there is moderating, meaning like moderating, like backing off a little bit. Okay, but he also said right here that the fight against inflation is far from over. And he said the Fed must keep its policy at restrictive levels right here for key for some time. Here's the thing. Okay. The inflation rate is right now running at approximately 7.7. We're waiting on what the November number will be, if it went down or not. That's still exceedingly high, and it's not going to magically move down into the 4 or 5, lower range overnight. So I'm not really sure why the market's reacting negatively and thinking like it's some major shock, that it's going to take time. It's probably going to take at least to the mid till the summer of 2023 for this inflation thing to really be somewhat under control, and maybe longer. Depends on how the overriding economy goes and things like that. So we're going to be here for some time. Okay. So will there be a December rally for Bitcoin and for crypto in general? The question really comes down to this: is what the Fed does on December 15th as to raising the interest rate will or will not give us a spark. And also we have the CPI, the Consumer Price Index report, that we're going to get in about a week or so. That report, we'll see, that will give us some guidance as well. Okay, so those are the things. And thirdly, and just more distantly now, is the FTX thing. If the FTX thing continues to kind of slowly die and do its thing, then that'll at least take that fear, uncertainty, and doubt off of the table. Okay, so that's really the answer. We've got to wait and see for this December rally or not, Christmas rally for Bitcoin and kind of the overriding market per these things. What the Fed's going to do is really the biggie. Okay, so that's what I'm going to keep keeping my eye on for you. That's what I got. As always, thanks for your time. I'll see you.